Hello everyone, it's Dr. Foley again, and I wanted to talk to you today about diet variation. You probably heard me say that diets don't work, right? 98% of everyone that goes on a diet, when they stop, within 1 year, will gain the weight back again, plus more. So we don't have diets in my office. What we have is diet variation, and there's many ways to do that. Now, I could also say it this way: all diets work, and all diets don't work. Now, what do I mean by that? Is that your body is going to adapt to that diet. So when it adapts to the diet, you have to vary your diet or do what we call diet variation. Let's say that you were doing, and this could apply to any diet, let's say that you were doing a ketone diet and you plateaued out. You couldn't lose any more weight. Well, what you'd do is you'd cut out all of the protein for about 3 days. And then you're doing your fats, and you're high fat, no protein for 3 days. You're varying the diet. Then you get back on the ketone diet, just the way that you were doing it, and you'll start to lose weight again. So another way of doing that is, let's say that you're doing a diet and all of a sudden you plateau out. And the reason that you plateau out is your body becomes immune, so to speak, to it, or it becomes adapted to it, and we got to get it unadapted to it. So you could also do different things like fasting. You could do intermittent fasting, which is going all day and just eating dinner. Now, on an intermittent fast or any fast, there's several things you can have. We call it a water fast, but you can have more than water. You could have 1 or 2 cups of coffee a day. You could have bone broth if you wanted it. You buy it in chicken or beef form, and you can get that at Kroger's. It's bone broth. It's called Kettle and Fire is the one that I use when I do any fasting. So you could do some intermittent fasting. You could fast for a day. You could fast for 2 days. You could fast for 3 days. To get the most out of intermittent fasting, you really need to do it 3 days. So you wake up in the morning, you start your fast, maybe have a cup of coffee. You can have as much water as you want. You can have as much herbal teas as you want. You can have as much bone broth as you want. And you do that until dinner the next night. If that's all you wanted to do was 1 day, that's perfectly fine. If you want to get the most benefit out of fasting, you'd do it for 3 days. Then the next day, that evening, you'd have your dinner, and then you would go to bed, and then you'd fast again the next day. But you're varying your diet is what we're trying to do. You do that for a day or two, and then you get back on to watching your carbs. Now, overall, your carbohydrate should be at 75 grams of net carbs per day, no more. I can guarantee you, if you're eating more than 75 net carbs per day, you'll never lose weight on that. And a lot of times we got to bring those carbs way down to like 20 to 30 grams before you can lose the weight. So here's a way that you could rotate in and vary your diet. You could eat 5 days of your 75 net carbs or below, or maybe 20 to 30 carbs if you're doing some type of diet. 1 day of fasting. And by the way, when you're done with your fast, you can feast, and we have 1 day of feasting. So you could do that if you like. 5 days of 75 net carbs, 1 day of intermittent fasting, and 1 day of feasting. You just varied your diet. And if you're plateaued out, if you're stuck, that's probably what you need to do. Now, you could extend that to 4 days of 75 net carbs, 2 days of fasting, and 1 day of feasting, if you wanted to do that. So you want to vary your diet, and you want to vary your activities. Even working out, if you work out with the same routine all the time, your body will adapt to it, and you'll no longer get any more benefits for it. Now, I want to let you know that we talk a lot about how to get healthy, stay healthy, and do it naturally, and we do that at our workshop. We have a workshop coming up this Saturday. It's going to be at 10 o'clock. It's totally and absolutely free. It lasts about an hour, hour and 15 minutes, depending on how many questions I get. And we'll go over how to get healthy, stay healthy, what's the best exercise to do to lose weight, why you can't lose weight, what's the underlying issue of all health problems. We'll talk about all of that. All you have to do is just call my office at 615-333-0056. 615-333-0056. Call. You're going to get a voicemail more than likely. Just leave your name and number, and I'll have one of my staff call you back and let you know that you reserved your seats. The other thing I want to let you know about, if you don't already know, is that I do have a live radio show. It's every Sunday from 2 to 4. It's live. We got one this coming Sunday. And if you have any questions at that point, you're always welcome to call into the show, and I can answer the questions, get you on the road to better health. If you don't come to the workshop, listen to the radio show, or do both. So that's it about diet variation. We'll see you at the workshop.